Sorry, do not disturb. And rolling. Take two. Taylor Neely podcast episode, whatever number it is, take two. Hey, good to see you. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Are you implementing a regimen that helps set you up and guide you into the new year with a constant view towards the future? Are your goals being manifested? Are you looking in the mirror every morning saying, if you don't accomplish these goals, I'm gonna pinch your skin off? Do you say that to yourself every morning? Do you threaten yourself with violence if your goals aren't met? Because that's what I do. It's a new thing I'm doing. It's called tough love. Ever heard of it? Oh, hey, the 1980s called ring, 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 ring. Pretend that was a ring, 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 ring. Ring, 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 ring. It's the 1980s. We would like our our love technique back. It's called tough love. And it's how you get what you want. And I'm doing it to myself so that I accomplish the goals I am trying to get so that I am happy. Okay? If I'm not accomplishing goals, I'm not happy. Let's be honest. Sorry, guys, I got to have water near me. At all times. I'm cold-blooded. I'm like a lizard. If I don't drink water, my blood gets hot, I explode. If I don't drink water, my blood gets hot, I explode. It's a little-known fact about me. Don't get it twisted. And welcome back to Don't Get It Twisted with Taylor Neely. Hot take. Babies don't float. I don't know if you knew this or not, but babies do not float if you throw them in the water. Babies do not float if you throw them in the water. How did I learn this? I just know this. I know this. It's intuition. It's called being smart. It's called going to college and getting a Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting, okay? You don't learn these things from your parents. These are things you learn at college. You know, everyone's starting to say college is a waste. I say college is worthwhile. Go to college. Go. Get drunk every weekend. Blackout drink every weekend. Try cocaine for the first time for real and fall deeply in love with it. Fall in love with ecstasy. Go to college. Do hard drugs. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the budding alcoholism and drug addiction that you have while it's still fun, because eventually it gets bad. And you become a true alcoholic and a drug addict where it starts to ruin your life. But it's fun for a little bit. Take it from me, the man who smoked crack with a lady in diapers. Take it from me, the man who smoked crack with the man named Marcus who lived in a tent on Memorial Drive next to an AutoZone across from a hotel. Take it from me. The man with the lived experience, which is, drumroll please. Thank you, drumroll. The man that has, sorry, I got distracted by that drum roll. It didn't sound like a drum roll, did it? But I don't care. We're moving right along. We're cruising for a bruising. So I'm glad we covered those bases. Like a guy sliding in a second. Okay, we're having too much fun. We're having too much fun today, guys. It's good to be here. It's good to be sitting in this chair. It's good to be in 2024. It's 2024 right now, right here, right in this moment. It's 2024. It is January 3rd, 2024. 3 days away from my favorite day of the year, January 6th, the best day of the year. The day we took back America. Come on, guys, I'm joking around. I wasn't even there. When I saw that January 6th, the insurrection, I was on mushrooms, and later that night, I pissed all over someone's couch because I really wanted to find ketamine, and we couldn't find ketamine. So, you know what happens when you don't find Taylor Neely ketamine when he's already on mushrooms and super, super drunk? He pisses on your couch. That's what you get. You get what you deserve. You reap what you sow. Taylor, don't pee on my couch. Fucking watch me. Are you peeing on my couch? Stop it. Yeah, I'm peeing on your couch. But 2024, I am excited, guys. I am excited for 2024. Big election year. Civil War might break out. There's a new movie called Civil War. Hilarious timing for that. I mean, it looks good. It looks like a good movie. So who gives a shit if it's inappropriate or whatever? I don't think it's inappropriate. I think it's a cool movie because everyone's thinking it. Everyone's thinking Civil War is right around the corner. What are you going to do? What are you doing for the Civil War this year? Oh, me and the family, my brother-in-law has a bunker. And that's what we're doing for the Civil War. We're just going to go wait it out in his bunker. So, but I don't think there's going to be a Civil War. I don't think there's ever going to be a Civil War. I think America will live on forever. And if it doesn't, if it falls, the empire of America falls, so be it. You know, I was watching a lot of political videos and stuff, and now I'm feeling, I think I don't care about that right now. It's a lot. And I just don't know where I mean, it's just being nice. How about that? You know, I'm kind of at this moment in time, at this juncture, January 3rd, 2024, I'm a little over politics at the moment. Maybe I'll get back into them and paying attention, watching videos online. Maybe I'll get back into it, but for right now, I'm just trying to stay sober one day at a time. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm going to focus on at this moment, because really, politics have no effect on how I go about my daily life. All they do is make me angry at things that aren't even in front of my face. So, and you know, that is a New Year's resolution of mine. Sorry guys, I've been vaping, so my voice sounds raspier than usual. I'm not gonna buy my own vape. This girl I started seeing is she vapes, and she force feeds me vape like a goose. Like a goose, you're trying to fatten up and eat his yummy meat, goose meat. Trying to fatten up this goose so you can have his yummy goose meat and eat his fat liver, foie gras. More like foie gras, you hurt the goose. Poor goose. That geese never thought he'd be what he is. He's food for you. Goose, it's the food you've been missing out on. Goose, boiled goose. Wasn't there a Lonely Island sketch about boiled goose? 2024 though, my resolutions are be nice. Be nicer. Just be where I am. Be a man amongst men. Be a person amongst the world. I'm nothing special. Sure, my mom thinks I'm very, very special, but I'm not so unique I'm above anybody else. I want to keep that in the front of my mind. I'm not so unique I'm above anybody else. I'm a worker amongst workers. And not in a weird communist sense. That's not for me. I'm talking just like being right-sized. It's an AA thing. Being right-sized and being okay with where I'm at and being in the moment and living in that and accepting my circumstances and being okay with whatever they are. Help me I just want to live in that. I want to live in that this year, you know? Like, I've been hot on this recently in AA. I'm just an alcoholic. I am just an alcoholic. There's a solution for me. It is in Alcoholics Anonymous. It is in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It's in those 12 steps right there. Right here in this book, okay? Right here in this book, the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. This book is what's saving my life one day at a time. There's 12 steps in this book that help me live a better life, help me be a better man, help me be better than I used to be. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to focus on that more. I've focused on it in the past, but I'm trying to truly focus on that as much as I can. I'm trying to ask God what I can do next so that I am better aligned with His will, its will, whatever God is. Align me with whatever your will is so that I can go throughout my day and just be a better guy. Help me be a nicer guy. Help me be of service to the world around me, even a little bit, even if it's just a little bit more than the previous day. I'm doing a little bit better. Help me just make those my goals. Sure, comedy's great. Comedy's cool. Comedy's a fun time, and I want that to be my career. But hey, if that works out, 2 thumbs up. If it doesn't work out, 2 thumbs down, but I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Life on life's terms. And this is where I just sit today. This is where I just sit right now in this chair I'm sitting in. That is where I sit right here. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I know if I have this mindset, tomorrow's usually better than if I don't. Tomorrow is usually better if I accept my present circumstances and I take an inventory of my life and see where I was selfish, where I was self-serving, where I was mean, where I was dishonest, where I lied, where I stole, where I cheated, any of that stuff, any of those character defects that I may do on a daily basis that I may or may not do. I don't do all those things, but I have been guilty of them in the past. How can I not do that? How can I be better at not doing that going forward? How can I be? I'm just reminded of this for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm just an alcoholic. I'm just an alcoholic. That's all I am, and a drug addict. I like my fair share of stuff I put on my nose and hard drugs I smoked through a pipe and inhaled. But that's all I am. I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict, and I'm a comedian, and I'm a handyman, and I'm a boy. I'm a boy. I'm a big boy. But I feel like a big boy today. I feel like wiser than I felt yesterday. I feel good. I feel like I'm having a low-grade spiritual experience, and I love when I'm in this place of being open to whatever God is offering me, being open to whatever the universe is offering me, being open to whatever the world is giving to me at this moment in time. Sure, it's not everything I want, but it's probably what I need. Everything that is in my life right now is probably what I need in some way or another. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned from all of this, or maybe there's no lessons at all, and none of this matters whatsoever. Maybe we're all just a bunch of space dust, and when we die, that's it. Maybe we don't go anywhere. Maybe nothing happens. But I can't be focused on that. I can't be focused on maybe it's all for naught, because I think it's all for something. It must be, because I was talking to this girl the other night about God, and I like talking about God. I think I'm down with God. I think God is cool. I think God is great. I think God can be whatever you want, but my God is a man. He's a big, strong man. He's big, strong, and sexy. He's big, strong, and sexy. He's got big muscles. He's vascular. He's on growth hormones because he's allowed to. He's God. He can be on that. He doesn't get the side effects of HGH. He doesn't get small little testicles. He doesn't get the heart problems. He doesn't get all that because he's God. He just gets to be jacked. Heck, he doesn't even take HGH. He just is that. And that's what I like about God these days, is God can be so many different things to me. That's the thing. It's not the religious God to me. That's not what it is in the Bible. That's not my conception of God. My conception of a power greater than myself, a higher power. My conception of that is an ever-evolving thing. It's something I'm building a relationship with on a daily basis. It's something I'm working towards getting closer with. Every day, one day at a time, I'm working on getting closer to God, because that's ultimately what I am told will keep me sober, will keep me safe, will help me lead a successful, good life is God. Because at the end of the day, who is it? Who am I left with? At the end of the day, it's me and God, wherever I am. When I lay my head down at night, if I don't have a lady over in my apartment, or I'm not having a slumber party with my boys, my boyfriends, if we're not having a slumber party, it's me and God. And that's the person I speak to last every single day as I pray. I pray on my knees because it works for me. And I like it. It's funny how as a kid, I could never have conceived of doing these things, being in pursuit of a spiritual way of life. I've never been closed off to it. I've always had a little bit of curiosity in regards to what happened, what's out there in the universe, what's bigger than me. I've always had a curiosity towards that. I think, I say a lot of things and I think I mean them when I'm saying them, but sometimes I also think I'm a big fat phony. Sometimes I also think that, and that's okay too, but I can also get stuck on this hamster wheel of paradoxical shit where I'm like, do I really mean what I'm saying, or am I just saying it because I think that's what I should be saying in this moment? I'm saying this, I'm trying to sound a certain way. I'm trying to sound smart. I'm trying to sound enlightened. I'm trying to sound like something that I'm not. And honestly, I don't know what I am right now. I don't know what I am right now, but I am enjoying doing this 90 meetings in 90 days thing. I do feel good. I felt like earlier I was being a little bit manic or maybe a little bit annoying at meeting with my sponsor and some other sponsees, and I felt like maybe I was annoyed for a second. Maybe I'm being a little bit manic. Maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe I'm having a manic episode. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a low-grade manic episode, and if that's what it takes to get closer to God, that's what it takes. So yeah, those are my goals for 2024. I want to get closer to God. I want to be nicer. I want to be reminded that I'm just an alcoholic amongst alcoholics, that I'm just a comic amongst comics. That's what I want to not lose sight of, is what do comics do? What do? We write. We sit down and we write. I'm trying to keep that in my mind, that I'm a comic. I write jokes. I'm tired of getting by on thinking I can just riff it up on stage. Certainly that can be a way of going about it, but also, I need to sit down and write. I don't know what my process of figuring out jokes is. I don't know. I like silly things. I like being so silly, but there's a comedian out of Austin named Casey Rocket, and he is true. I think he is truly incredible to watch. He's doing something I wish I could do. I'm trying to capture a version of that, whatever version of that is for me is what I'm trying to do. I don't want to copy him. Copying is bad. People don't respect copiers. What people do respect, they seem to, is originality and authenticity and being kind, and someone who is truly trying to maybe leave it all out there. I don't know. And guys, this episode is off to a serious, deep start, but that's where I'm at lately. That's what I've been sitting with, what's been sitting in my soul. It's cool seeing a new girl. I clearly have, not clearly, but I have, I don't know if I want a relationship. I don't know. I want affection. I want to feel love. I want friendship. I want to share experiences with someone. I want to get close to someone, but I don't know what a relationship looks like for me, to be honest. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know what that looks like. Okay. I haven't been in a serious relationship since college. It was for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I haven't been in a serious relationship. And even that was a relationship in college. That wasn't real life. College isn't real life. I'm sorry, but college is not real life. High school is not real life. People that marry your high school sweethearts, I don't, it's so hard for me to conceive of a life where I did that, because that would be a way different life than I'm living now. The life I'm living now is, my bed is in my living room. Cut me some slack. Let me off the hook a little bit. I'm a little fish. I'm on the hook. Let me go. Just let me swim away. Let me be free. Let me figure it out on my own, but also let me ask for help when I'm struggling. Let me also do that. Sometimes I'm a fish swimming upstream and all the other fish are swimming downstream. Like, wait a minute, guys, what's going on? Is something wrong? You're like, no, Taylor, you're going the wrong way. I'm like, oh shit, I am going the wrong way. And that's what relapsing on drugs and alcohol is like for me, is I feel like a fish swimming the wrong direction. I feel like a fish going the wrong way upstream while all the other little fish are going downstream. Because you go a lot faster if you swim downstream. You swim a lot faster if you go the way with the current. When you go against the current, you're really working those little fishy muscles. And I had a fishy muscle once. It gave me heartburn and made me shit myself. Fishy muscles are gross. I think it's spoiled. On the menu, it said fishy mussels, and I smelled it. I said, "P.U. This is one fishy mussel." And I gobbled it up. In one bite, I gobbled it up, and it gave me heartburn, and I pooped. It gave me heartburn, and I pooped. That's the name of the episode, is It Gave Me Heartburn, and I Pooped. So, what are your guys' goals? Are your finances in order? Are you looking forward to 2024? Are you dreading it? Are you scared? Are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? I'm in a place right now that I'm not in all that often, and it's a place of maybe I'm delusional right now. Maybe I am wrong about everything, about where I am at. And I have this weird energy bubbling up inside me, and I don't know know what it means when I feel different than I did the day before, but I never feel quite the same. I have a doctor's appointment on Friday and I'm getting a physical. Maybe then they can tell me what's wrong with me. Maybe at my doctor's appointment they can let me know that my vitamin levels are dangerously low. I need more vitamins, I need more minerals, I need more sulfates, I need more phosphates, I need more polymers, I need more all of it. I need all of it. Doc, juice me up. Doc, juice me up as much as you legally can. Doc, I want to be strong on the inside, outside, sideways, forwards, backwards. I want to be as strong as I possibly can. Don't let up on the medicine you give me, Doc. Give me everything you got in your arsenal. Jack me up. I want to be a successful man. And I can only do that if you inject me with every single thing you have in that medicine box right now. That's a box of crayons. Juice me up. Melt them down. Juice me up. I'll be crayon boy. I want to be crayon boy. Just let me be crayon boy for a little bit, then turn me back. Turn me back before it all goes wrong and I terrorize the city and they have to kill me in a crazy smelting factory. And that's the only way to stop Crayon Boy. You know, Crayon Boy is the story of the rich kid that he wanted it all. So he said, Doc, juice me up. And the doctor was like, son, this is a box of crayons. And he was already injecting himself with a melted crayon. And that's how he turned into Crayon Boy. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Crayon Boy. He stepped on them because Crayon Boy's huge. Crayon Boy's as big as Godzilla, or maybe even bigger. Maybe Crayon Boy's even bigger than Godzilla. You ever think about maybe Crayon Boy's a little bit bigger than Godzilla? It would be awfully selfish and rude of you to say he's not. It would be awfully... I'm making this guy up right now. He can be as big or as small as I want him to be. Oh, guess what? He's tiny now. He's smaller than Tinkerbell. Does that make you happy? Crayon Boy is smaller than Tinkerbell. Take a hike. Wipe your ass. Get your dick out of your foot. Why don't you pull all the hairs out of your body and make a hair version of yourself to look you across from the room with, so you can have someone to eat dinner with when you're living your lonely life, for judging me for creating Crayon Boy. You know, I think there's a little bit of Crayon Boy in each and every one of us. I think there's a little bit of Crayon Boy in every single person on this planet. There's a little bit of Crayon Boy, and by Crayon Boy, I probably mean God. Is Crayon Boy God? Is Crayon Boy just my conception of God today? Maybe so. Maybe so, and that's okay, and that's good, and that's all right. And that's all right that I'm okay with that today. I'm okay with the fact that when I think of a power greater than myself, I think of Crayon Boy. Because Crayon Boy, he was just a boy. He was just a boy that had a billionaire father. So his billionaire father said, son, here's $500 million. Go do with it what you please. I'm dying, son. Here's your half of my fortune. $500 million. Son, whatever you look at me, son, whatever you do, don't go to the crayon. Don't go to the doctor. He's not a doctor. He's going to inject you full of crayons. Dad, no. No, what? I'm not dying. Oh, Dad, I thought you were dying. No, son, I'm just old. Go, son, go to the doctor and have him inject you with crayons. It was foretold in scriptures of the past that you would be the Crayon Boy. And by God, if my son is not Crayon Boy, I sit here a liar. And as a liar I sit on a liar's throne. And son, that's something I thought I'd never be. But money changes a man. Money makes a man into something silly. Money corrupts, absolutely. Absolute money corrupts, absolutely. That's what they say. That's what they say. We're having fun. We're having a good time. This is an interesting episode, you know. I'm really diving into the depths of where I can take this thing. Where this hog is going. Get the hog, boy. Get him. Get the hog. Who's over there? Weep, weep, weep. Come on, boy. Oh, he's busting. He's going to get out the barn. Don't let him get out the barn. Weep, weep. Oh, God damn it. Nelly. The hog escaped. Nelly, look at me. I didn't tell you this before we started wrangling that hog, but that's not just any hog. That's a crayon hog. That's a crayon hog. It's not just any ordinary hog. It's a hog I injected with melted crayons. Okay? It's way more stronger than a regular hog. It's got the power of crayons behind it, and God knows it can morph into liquid crayon and morph back into pig. It's a hog. It's a hog that's also part crayon. Nelly, do you know what this means, Nelly? Nelly, we don't have a lot of time. Hogs injected with crayon move 3.5 times as fast as a regular hog. That hog's probably 3 times and a half further away than a normal hog would be right now. He's halfway to the town. And if he gets to the town, you know what next? It's the city. And once he gets to the city, there's no telling. There's the atomic bomb factory. And what do crayon pigs like more than slop? Atomic bombs. They like atomic bombs. Nelly, look at me. Give me a kiss. I love you, Nelly. I love you so much. And we're going to die because we let the crayon pig free. So, I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope the crayon pig doesn't expand. Whatever your crayon pig is, whatever your crayon pig is to you, let it be that. Don't let my conception of my crayon pig influence your conception of yours. Because your conception of yours could be different. A crayon pig can be so many different things. So many different things. It's exciting. It's an exciting year to be alive. It's 2024. We probably have the most insane election of our lives coming up. It's probably going to tear this country apart, and I guess I'll just be here watching. Hopefully I stay sober throughout the whole thing. I plan on it. I truly do plan on it. I truly do in my soul plan on it. So don't try to fight me on that, because I need to. Okay? It's going to be crazy. Some shit will happen. Who knows? Maybe both Biden and Trump will be taking off both ballots. You know? I can tell you this. I really don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a crazy year. I think if Biden and Trump were to stay on the ballot, if it were against Biden and Trump again, I think Trump would win. I think he would win just based on how I don't think people are very pleased with Biden. This is not a personal opinion. This is an objective opinion from the outside. It's okay to say that I think he would win. I'm not saying I want him to or I don't want him to. I don't know if it would be good for America if he did or not. You know, maybe the economy wouldn't be good again, but I don't know. You know, it's easy to see the good part of someone, and it's easy to ignore the bad. And maybe I've been ignoring the bad parts of something I thought were good for some time. And you know, I've been doing some thinking. Maybe I just don't concern myself with some matters anymore. Maybe I don't concern myself with things that, you know, other people are. What am I trying to say? I'm not really trying to say anything in particular about this. I'm just saying it's going to be a crazy election year. I hope a third war doesn't start. We're kind of in World War III, honestly, as we speak. That's just how I feel. I think if you can, I think responsible gun ownership might be important in case shit hits the fan, because the police aren't going to save you. The rescue services aren't going to save you. If there is a huge cataclysmic event and it's neighbor versus neighbor, the police aren't going to save you. I'm not a doomsday guy, but I am a logical guy in some sense. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy to think that some people want to tear this country apart. It feels like that. It feels like more and more it's the left that wants to tear this country apart. That doesn't make sense to say. Honestly, that doesn't make sense to say, but it feels that way. But then the other side is extreme right wants to, I don't even know what the goal of that is. I don't know what the goal of the extreme left is or the extreme right is. I don't know what the goals are. You know, me, I think I'm somewhere down the middle. I don't know. I'm dissatisfied with the performance. You know, our political leaders have really not seemed political as of late. That's all I can say, you know. And you are blind if you think you are blind. This is just my opinion, but I think you're blind if you don't see that the current administration, and even not that, people on both sides are really acting inappropriate for politicians. They are acting not acting like adults. I mean, maybe this is just how a nation crumbles. Maybe this is just how an empire falls apart. Is the people in charge start to act like babies. They're all acting like babies. It's constant, like, because I don't know. This is the most I've ever been alive in my life. But I don't know if it was it this divided or is it really as divided as it seems on the internet, or is that just the internet? Because when I speak to regular people on a regular basis, it doesn't even come up, and it doesn't need to. So I am looking forward to the Civil War movie. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. Man, what else is there to talk about? I've got 2 shows coming up, Friday, Saturday, 51st Jokes Athens, 51st Jokes Atlanta. What do? What happens at these? Well, I write a joke and I say it for the very first time at these shows. Am I going to do a different joke for both? Ideally, I should. But in actuality, I don't know if that is what is going to happen. I don't know if that is what I'm going to do, because it's hard enough to write one new joke. It's hard enough to write one new joke. Tomorrow, I put the finishing touches on my current joke. Saturday, I've got all day to write that one. So maybe I can wait. I can wait until Saturday to write that one. A joke really comes out of you if you sit down and write it. Shoot, I dropped my knife. What's cool about this knife, it's a Milwaukee Fastback. And it's a box cutter. I love box cutters. They really come in handy because you can just replace this blade here. It's a utility knife, and you just replace the blades, and they're super, super sharp. You got to be careful. And it just slides in there. Mine's really messy from work, but look at that. And then it just flops back in there. And then on this side, we have a screwdriver that flips flathead to Phillips head. It flips around. Mine's well used. My tools are all well used. I am legitimately a handyman. It's what I do for work. I am my own boss. I wouldn't trade that for the world, for my day job, to be working for anybody else. And, my fear is one day it'll all go away and I'll have to work for somebody else. But if that happens, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But for now, I am self-employed, and it's going well, and I'm going to do my taxes this year like a big adult, like a big, strong adult, like an adult that does his due diligence as a American citizen. Sorry, guys, I got tripped up on due diligence. It twisted my tongue. It was a tongue twister of sorts. It really tangled me up. And that's okay. That's all right. It's okay if you get tangled up sometimes. Sometimes in life you do get tangled up, and not just in cords or rope or maybe a bunch of snakes or vines. Sometimes those are things you really can get legitimately physically tangled up in, but sometimes you get tangled up in your brain. Sometimes you get tangled up in your head and you don't know how to articulate it. And you wish you could, but you can't. And that's just how that day is going. You're tangled up in your brain and you're feeling off and you're not quite feeling yourself, and it's different from how you usually feel. And you're like, usually I'm a little more witty. I'm a little more charming than this. Usually I can make this person and that person laugh. And today I'm just not doing it. I'm not feeling like my normal self. That's because you're tangled up in your head. And that's all right. It's all right to be tangled up in your head. I don't think brain chemistry is the same every single day in a row. I don't think it's the same. If it is, God filled you up with the right amount of chemicals, but my brain, maybe I was born with the right amount of chemicals, but I've smoked a lot of crack, I've smoked meth, I've done MDMA, I've drank a lot of booze, and I think that kind of whacked out the chemicals in my head. I think that's what that did. I think it did, but if I choose this spiritual way of life, if I choose to just live a life that's good, if I choose to live a life that's nice and purposeful, and I think I can find joy and meaning in, I think when I choose to do that, the chemicals kind of even out. The chemicals even out a little bit better than regular, at least. At the very least, they even out a little bit better than when I'm not trying to pursue that sort of thing. back to what I was talking about at the beginning, basically, all that good and dandy stuff. I'm going to a party tonight. The Laughing Skull is having a party. And for those of you who don't know, for those listeners out there that are drifters, those guys that are just drifters on a boat, those guys out at sea right now that are, you don't even know anything about my life. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. I don't know you, but my voice is reaching your ears right now. And you're on a boat somewhere in the South Pacific. I hope it's not stormy. I hope the waters are calm. I hope maybe you're catching a lot of fish, or maybe your dinner was good for once tonight, because normally it's bad. Usually it's like rations, like military rations. But tonight, no, you eat good. You caught a whole blue whale. You caught a whole blue whale, and it can't fit on the ship. You're a humble fisherman on that ship. You got to tow the blue whale behind you. Hope the sharks don't come. But the sharks will come. The sharks will come. The sharks will come. And when they come, you better be ready for the sharks. But you might not be, because your head might be tangled up in some mental vinage. Some mental snakes might be twisted up in your head, and you might not know how to handle the situation. But you can only pray and hope that when the situation arrives after you caught this big giant whale, you'll be able to handle the sharks that will come. The sharks will come. They will present themselves in maybe a vision while you hallucinate from drinking seawater. Maybe they come in your dreams. When the seas rock you to sleep, they rock you to slumber, and you're drifting off to sleep, and then there the sharks are. You have scary, terrifying visions of sharks in your sleep, and you wake up, oh, it was right there. A shark was right there. It was as big as the Meg. God damn it, I can't take this anymore. Or maybe the sharks present as a siren in the night. Maybe you're on the bow, the stern. What's the front of the ship? The front? The bonnet? The hood? The hood of the ship? Go ahead, get under that hood. Check the oil on the ship. Maybe it needs changed. Do ships take oil? What kind of engines do ships run on? A V8? Should have had a V8. Remember those commercials? But maybe you're sitting from maybe your stem to stern, wherever you're on the ship, maybe you look over the edge and you see a bunch of sharks, and that's what they present. And maybe they're kind of acting like dolphins for once in their life. They're jumping out of the water and going back in. And jumping out of the water and going back in. And maybe, who knows, maybe it is a siren singing a song, and you just fall deeply in love with the siren. You jump in and the sharks gobble you up. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Deepest, darkest fear, one of them is certainly getting gobbled up by a bunch of sharks. It's got to hurt. It's got to hurt. You see that video of the Russian guy in Egypt getting gobbled up by a shark? Oh no, please don't let that ever happen to me. If I can have one prayer answered in my entire life, it's do not let a shark eat me. Do not let a shark eat me, because it looks like it hurts. It looks like I will not be able to survive something like that. It looks brutal. It looks terrifying. It looks frightening. It's the kind of thing I watch, and I'm watching it. Watching this guy get eaten by a shark, and I'm like, why am I watching this? You can watch anything on the internet. I've watched people die on the internet. You can watch that. They have videos of that. I've watched people blow off their hands. I've watched people get sucked into a lathe. I've seen some horrific things on the internet. And there's a point where you're watching this stuff, and at least for me, I'm like, I don't think I want to see these videos anymore. I don't think it's good for my brain to see these videos. I don't think it's good for my conscious, my subconscious. I don't think it's good to have this stuff in my mind. It's not good to see death, especially having a distance from death. It's not right in front of you. Like, back in the Middle Ages, people saw death all the time, but it was right in front of their faces, and maybe they had PTSD, maybe they didn't. But now we have the luxury of not dealing with Middle Ages stuff. We've got science. We've got medicine. We've got friendship. We've got all the things you could hope for in a dignified society. We've got all the things you could hope to ever need. We've got an abundance of stuff. We've got so much stuff. We've got more stuff than we need, honestly. We've got more stuff than we could ever need in our entire lives. We don't need some of the stuff. I've got 3 lint rollers over on that dresser right now. I don't need that many, but I have them because I can. I could donate them to Africa, but I'm not gonna. Africa's too far away. Does it even exist? Does Africa even exist? It's on the other side of the world. Does it even exist if it's on the other side of the world? It does. Africa exists more than... Africa is where humans were born. We all come from Africa, apparently. Did we start as monkeys? Did we start as bugs? Did we start as soil in the ground? Did we start as a harmless, just one little plant? Is that what people started as? Did people start as plants? You know, I don't know. I can't answer that question. But what I can answer is the way I don't want to die is by shark attack. Especially if the sharks had guns. Ooh, crazy. Where'd that shark get a gun? Who gave this shark a gun? Sharks shouldn't have guns. A shark with a gun is no shark for me. Hot take. A shark with a gun is no shark for me. I don't think sharks should own guns. Honestly, people should own guns. Sharks should not own guns. If a shark owns a gun, that shark is probably going to shoot the gun. Why do you get guns? To shoot them. You know? People don't buy guns just to hang out with them. A gun is not a good hang. A gun doesn't shoot the shit with you. A gun doesn't chop it up with you. A gun doesn't tell you stories. No. What a gun does is all it does is shoot. That's all it's designed to do. Oh, guys, are we going to make it to an hour? We're at 41 minutes right now. I've got a party to go to. I could go any minute. Honestly. I could go any minute. I'm starting to feel riffed out. I'm starting to feel like I'm running out of steam. I'm starting to feel like this choo-choo is... It's coming to a close. Starting to feel like we're reining this puppy in. We got 18 more minutes of beautiful, beautiful nonsense that we're going to try to share with you. Try to share this stuff with the world. I guess what I'm fucking trying to do. I guess, we started off awfully serious this episode, and then we got into nonsense later on, and maybe we'll end serious again. I don't know. What do you want from me? Aren't you embarrassed? Sebastian Maniscalco. I really do hope 2024 is good. Maybe this country can finally set down its arms and come together, and maybe we can, I don't think anyone's ever truly going to be happy. I think there might be some sort of mental sickness in the world that is deeper. I think there is a spiritual sickness kind of permeating all of the world. We're missing something, I think phones are contributing to this mass feeling of purposelessness. I think a lot of people feel no purpose in life. Maybe I'm wrong. I could totally be wrong. I think a lot of people do feel like they have purpose. I'm glad I found stand-up comedy. I feel like I have some purpose there, but also getting and staying sober and carrying this message to other alcoholics, that is also a purpose for me to have, a deeper purpose, but maybe I can bring comedy to do that. And I can unite the two and some comedic sobriety shit that is a lane, recovery comedy. That is a lane. My nose is a little bit stuffed for some reason. I hope I don't get sick. Scary stuff, you guys. There's a tattoo artist in Atlanta who he got the flu, and then out of nowhere he just got oh God. See, I really tuckered myself out doing this episode. I don't know. It's scary stuff. I'll read you the GoFundMe. It's crazy. I hope it's not the new COVID. That would be scary. This guy, I won't say his name. I won't out him. Actually, go donate it to it. Andrew Patch Support Fund. Andrew Patch. He had a sudden and unexpected health battle over the past 2 weeks. As a recap, despite being only 38 and in good overall health, Andrew was hit hard and fast in mid-December by flu A, strep, bacterial and viral pneumonia, and sepsis. Within hours of being admitted to Emory, he was placed on a ventilator and, a few days later, an ECMO machine. In addition to severely impacting his lungs, The illness has significantly damaged other organs in Andrew's body, including his kidneys. He is 100% dependent on dialysis, liver, and stomach, and he has endured internal bleeding, extensive clotting, and additional infections. Despite all of this, the doctors have told our family that the fight isn't over yet. If Andrew eventually heals enough to leave the ICU, he will move to Emory long-term acute care, where doctors say he will stay for months. Doctors have also mentioned the possibility of needing both lung and liver transplants in the future. Fuck. That's so scary. That's so frightening. This guy, he's a tattoo artist at Southern Star Tattoo, where I get tattoos. If our prayers are answered for Andrew to recover, not only will he be faced with astronomical medical bills, but it will be an indefinite amount of time before he will be well enough to work. Unfortunately, his job doesn't offer disability benefits, and he only gets paid if he works. The outpouring of love, prayers, and support for our family has been incredible, and it has carried us all through this unimaginably difficult time. Many people have asked about a fundraising effort, so we decided it was time to offer people a way to help Andrew. If the worst were to happen and we lose Andrew, your gift would be used to support Andrew's 6-year-old daughter, Ellie, the light of his life. Well, that's so sad and so sweet. That's just, someone donated $5,000. That's crazy. If you can donate that. Yeah, that's crazy. He just, I was talking to my old sponsor tonight at some dinner. My current sponsor, we go there for dinner, and my old sponsor was saying it just happened really fast. He got flu, and one thing led to the other, and now he might not make it. They're saying he probably won't make it, is what my sponsor said, and that is frightening. That could happen out of nowhere. I mean, it's definitely, there's no way that's like a new COVID. I don't think. That's probably pretty selfish of me to even think about, oh, how could this impact me? No, this guy his life all of a sudden out of nowhere changed for the worse. How does something like that progress like that? A lot of people are getting sick right now. That is true, but I don't think a lot of people are getting seriously ill. I mean, for something to progress so quick, that's just so fucking scary. I guess my prayers will try to be directed towards that. I don't know the guy personally. I know people that know him personally. My guy, Buddy George, who's my primary tattoo artist, he knows him pretty well, and I'm sure everyone who knows him is scared. I mean, that is scary. It's the Andrew Patch Support Fund. Maybe I'll put a link down in the description, but to be hit out of nowhere, to be perfectly healthy and be hit with such a scary thing that's the ultimate kick in the dick. That is life, but that is not the way anyone's life should end. Out of nowhere, I mean, I don't know what, hopefully he can find some peace in whatever he's going through. I don't know what I would do if I were in that situation. I honestly don't know what I would do. I mean, but I think I would honestly rather have me go through it than a loved one go through it. Than either of my brothers or my mom or my dad or my grandparents or any of my family. I think I'd much rather me go through that, because I can't imagine. But maybe that's the selfish way to think about it too. Maybe that's a selfish way to think about it. Like, I couldn't stand how it would make me feel if I saw you. Let me endure the pain. Let me take that pain. Maybe that's a selfish way to think about it. Maybe I don't have a cold, guys. Sometimes my nose is clogged for no reason. I don't know why. I just sound like this. But it is a selfish way to go about it. To be like, God, I hope I'd be okay if my brother were deathly ill. I hope I could be okay. It's not about me in that situation. It is a little bit, but it's also about, can my brother get well? And my brothers are very healthy, but it is a scary thought to think about really close loved ones dying. So donate if you can, donate if you want. They need it. The funds will go to his daughter if the guy doesn't make it, but hopefully he makes it. Boy, this episode, we were all over the place. Boy, this episode is, it's the new year. It's 2024. There's hope in the air. I'm excited for 2024. I don't know what it'll bring. I'm in an interesting place right now with my sobriety, with my overall disposition. I feel good. I'm glad I got to sit down and do this episode today because it's due. It's overdue. Got that hot clip going, me and Patrick O'Malley. Thanks for Patrick O'Malley for coming on the last episode. Got a clip at like 25,000 plays on Instagram. That's way more than usual. Way more than usual for me. That's not a lot compared to some other people, but it's a lot for me. It's got me some followers. It's nice to see that. It was a funny story. The story of Patrick saying his friend said he could come, and then he just pissed in a box. He pissed in a tissue box. It was a very funny story. I'm excited. If I do move to Austin, Texas with Patrick O'Malley, I feel like that would be fun. We could start our own podcast. Maybe we'll just start doing our own podcast. We'll call it Don't Get It Twisted with Taylor and Patrick. I don't know what we would call it. It doesn't matter what we would call it. All I know is... Sorry for all the burping, guys. I'm just a burpy, gassy guy. That's just who I am. No more vaping. New Year's resolution, no more vaping. It's fucking with my voice. It's fucking with my voice and fucking with my nose. For some reason, my nose shouldn't be clogged. I don't know. Maybe I should take a Blue Chew. Maybe that'll fix it. Does Blue Chew fix a clogged nose? Only one way to find out. Only one way to find out. I mean, if I think about it, I am pretty lucky with the life I live. I mean, I live a pretty free life. I'm an alcoholic, and that comes with its own struggles where I'm eternally dissatisfied with my current situation. I can't a lot of times, but lately I've been able to be satisfied and sit in what my current situation is, what my current circumstances are, and I'm able to walk through them with some kind of grace. I feel like I've been granted grace in my life. Certainly, I've been granted grace in my life. And earlier meeting with my sponsor, he was saying, I asked him what grace meant because I really don't know what grace means. And it's just, I'm going to read the definition because I honestly forget what he said. Grace. Definition. Grace. Simple elegance or refinement of movement. She moved through the water with effortless grace. Courteous goodwill. At least he has the grace to admit his debt to her. Do honor or credit to someone or something by one's presence. That's not helping me. Grace. Having grace. Being given some grace is, I guess, being given some good luck. Being afforded the opportunity to see that I've been given some grace. Being even able to sit here with my eyes open to the fact that I've been afforded some grace is a pretty lucky thing. I just hope I can continue to come at life from a place of gratitude and acceptance and joy and silliness and continue to have a good attitude through it all, no matter what is presented to me. I hope I continue to have a good mindset around that because life becomes lifey. Life presents itself in a very peculiar way sometimes. And right now it's feeling a little bit trippy. Tonight's been a little bit trippy. But what did I do today? Yeah, I worked. I mounted some things for this girl I have a crush on. I got a kiss. I met with my sponsor, had some dinner. Now I'm going to go to a party. Life is good. Life could be a lot worse. But life is good. I'm working towards something. And I'm where I'm at. I'm exactly where I should be. Help me not forget that today, okay? Help me just not forget that I'm exactly where I should be. And maybe this is all just bullshit I say to myself to make myself feel good. It'll make myself feel good. And that was a cringy way to say that. But maybe it does. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I constantly live in the duality of, this is important stuff to say to myself and important stuff to remember, but is it all for naught? Is it all just to satiate what truly is inside of me, which is a beast that can absorb endless amounts of methamphetamine and crack cocaine and alcohol it's keeping that beast at bay. And that's honestly my daily struggle, but not so much right now. Today I've been living a spiritual way of life, and I can be grateful for that. So, that's good. That was good. This was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was good talking to you guys. I'm going to put some nasal spray up my nose because for some reason my left nostril is clogged maybe it's because I'm talking too much. I don't know, guys. I love you. Goodbye.